Did you know that Rancher can deploy and manage Kubernetes clusters on bare metal virtual machines running on-prem or in the cloud or on hosted Kubernetes providers? Did you know that it can even import existing Kubernetes clusters running anywhere? OpenShift and PKS can't do that. Okay, now we're into the good stuff. You've got Rancher deployed and you're ready to take it out for a spin. Where do you begin? If you're hardcore and you get excited by phrases like distributed, reliable key value store, then you won't mind digging at the guts of a Kubernetes cluster that's not working. But if you're like most people, you just want to run workloads in Kubernetes. This is where hosted providers come in. They run the control plane for you, making sure that it's secure, running, and up to date. You deploy worker nodes, and then you just run your workloads there. Personally, I use DigitalOcean. They're inexpensive and reliable, and if you want to check them out, I'll put a link in the description that you can use to get $50 of credit when you sign up. Rancher doesn't currently deploy clusters into DigitalOcean from the UI, but it can deploy clusters in EKS, GKE, AKS, and several others. Today we're going to spin up a cluster in EKS, and I'll show you how to deploy the Nginx ingress controller. There's a gotcha in that piece, so if you watch until the end, I'll show you something that'll save you money. Launching an EKS cluster is easy. Select Add Cluster, choose EKS, and then answer the questions. I know that you see me blindly paste AWS keys into my videos, and some of you have worriedly asked me if those keys are real. They are, but I use HashiCorp Vault to dynamically provision keys that automatically expire after a short time. If that's something that you'd like to see a video on, let me know in the comments. If you already have service roles and a VPC that you'd like to use, you can set them here. I let Rancher launch its own VPC and create its own service roles because it's faster, it's easier, and honestly, it just fits my needs. Choose an instance type, set the ASG size, and then choose your SSH key. Now the ASG size looks like it's going to create 1 and scale to 3 under load, but it actually just creates all 3. Now this part takes a while. Rancher builds a CloudFormation stack to create the VPC and service roles, and then it launches the EKS cluster. Honestly, it's going to take about 16 minutes to launch, so while we wait, I'm gonna go get a sandwich. What? Where are you going? You can't just leave, they'll stop watching. Hungry. Look, I'm really sorry. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so the CloudFormation stack is done, but the cluster is still creating. So first, let's do something about that brightness. Okay, now, you shouldn't have to wait 16 minutes. Let's do something about that time. Clusters deployed into EKS don't automatically get an ingress controller. Amazon would much rather have you deploy lots of ELBs by using load balancer services for everything that you want to expose. We're not going to do that. This Rancher installation has the stable Helm repo, which you can enable at the global level by first selecting Tools, then Catalogs, and then enabling the repo. After the catalog syncs, search for Nginx, and then choose the ingress controller. You can just leave it at the defaults, and for our cluster, that creates a single Amazon load balancer, and it maps 80 and 443 through via TCP. You can see here that it created an ELB, and that the service resource in the Nginx ingress namespace is using node ports to expose the ingress controller. Let's see if it works. It's quick to deploy my favorite test container and scale it to 5 replicas, and if I hit the DNS name for the ingress, we're in business. Oh, he's coming back. I'll see you in a future video. Oh, is it done? Oh, crazy. That took way less time than I expected. So, what's more fun than launching Kubernetes clusters? Deleting them. There's not a lot to show here, other than the order of operations and one gotcha that'll burn a hole in your wallet. When we click delete, Rancher says that the cluster's been deleted. It says it pretty quickly, but in reality, it goes through most of the same steps that it used to launch the cluster, just in reverse. It deletes the CloudFormation stack, which deletes the VPC and the service roles. It then tells Amazon to delete the EKS cluster, which takes about 10 minutes. But what you need to watch out for is this. Despite deleting the cluster and the VPC, it doesn't delete the ELB that was created by the ingress controller. This would continue to accrue charges, and at the end of the month, you'd be the guy with the face like this. Don't be that guy. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. I put out a new video every week, and if there's anything that you would like to see, you can let me know in the comments below or on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.